Hey, what's up everybody? This is Avis A Bear. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making shrimp scampi. These are the items that we're going to need. I have water for my pasta. I have some focaccia bread that I'm going to put in the oven so that we can dip it in oil with it. Mushrooms, salt, pepper, rotel tomatoes or any type of diced tomatoes, cornstarch. This is our pasta. I want to try this one. It's a tricolor pasta. I think it'll be pretty with everything on it. If the kids don't like it, it is an egg pasta. I'm gonna go ahead and make some angel hair. Parsley flakes. I have some white wine, garlic, lemon, onion, parsley, and green onions. And also I have here, because I'm gonna be zesting my lemon, and my bowl for my clean shrimp once I peel them. And here we go. All right, and some olive oil. I know this says grapeseed oil, but I have my other jar broke, so I'm gonna use olive oil. And that's it. I'll be back. Let me get everything started. Okay, here to my frying pan, I am going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil, or 3. And about 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, while this melts, reason why I'm using butter and oil is so that the butter won't burn and it won't separate when it's time to make my sauce for the pasta. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this water boiling over here on this side. I hope they really like this pasta because it looks so pretty. I know it's gonna come out great. So in here I'm going to add one, 2 tablespoons full of garlic. Let me get these onions chopped up. And I think I forgot to mention the cornstarch, but I have it there as well. Cornstarch is going to be used as my thickening agent because we won't need as much, so we're not quite making a roux for it, because we're not going to have any heavy whipping cream to this one. It's just going to be like a light one, a light sauce. Okay, let me go ahead and stir this up in here. Now I'm going to add my onions so we can get them nice and caramelized. And I've lowered the heat because I don't want my garlic to burn. Okay, I'm going to rinse off my mushrooms and add them in. Well, not just yet, because I want this to caramelize a little bit and cook down some. Okay, so my water from my pasta came to a boil, so I added the pasta in here, and it's gonna cook for al dente. It'll be about 7 minutes, and I'll just continue to stir this in here. And over here we still are sauteing this and getting it ready. Right now I am peeling the shrimp, getting it ready to do my wine broth, but I want these onions and the garlic to get cooked down really well. Okay, I'll be back with the next step. Okay, so the pasta is done. It's been 7 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of olive oil just so that it doesn't stick. And I'm gonna mix it up. Oh, let me put this here. Oh, sorry about my hand. All right. And this is a beautiful pasta. I'm glad I got this one. Normally I like all my sauces mostly on angel hair, but you know, sometimes depending on what I have, I think it's much prettier. So here it is. We'll be back in a minute. And here, well, before we go, have this here, the onions and the garlic simmering. And next I am going to get my pan, and I'm going to move this pasta to the back and get my frying pan up here, because I'm going to start now with my broth or my stock. Okay, so let me get this. These are the shrimp shells. Shrimp shells that I peeled. Now these were already deveined and they were easy peel, which I normally get like a whole shrimp just for the season. And for this, you know, normally when I make my shrimp stock, I boil it with, you know, different seasonings. But this time I'm going to boil the wine and put a little thyme and rosemary in here so we can make a good broth for our stock. So it's going to be different. You know, normally if I want like a Creole type flavor. Now, to be honest with you, I may add Old Bay towards the end once I taste it, because I'm a firm believer in my Old Bay on all seafood that give it that extra goodness. But I'm trying to stay as authentic as possible for this shrimp scampi. Okay, so I have my shrimp shells here, and to this I am going to add some thyme. I wish I had sprigs of thyme, but I don't. And rosemary. And let me open this up so it could go a little bit faster. Well, it's taking me more time to do it. And also to this, I have my fire on a medium. Okay, for my thyme. And I'm going to add 2 cups of this wine. Now this wine that I'm using is normally I would use like a regular just white wine, but this is what I saw in the store. Because I did not brine the shrimp with the sugar water, I just went ahead, because the shrimp was easy peel shrimp, I'm just gonna go ahead and use like with a natural little sweetness. It's a white sangria, so it'll get the sweetness from the shrimp. Let me go ahead and get this to start toasting. Right in here. Okay. So here we are. I know it looks crazy, but it's all gonna come together once we do it. Let me get a lid on here if I can find. Where is my lid for that pan? Oh, all right, this one's perfect. So let this one start cooking down, because I want to do that reduction. So get that in here. And in the meantime, I'm going to take the shrimp right here, which I've already peeled and everything, and I'm gonna put salt and pepper on them and just have them sit on the side. All right, and I'll be right back. Okay, so while this is cooking down, I'm gonna go ahead and add in the rotel tomatoes. This is just gonna be pretty with the tomatoes in there, and the mushrooms. You could cut up the tomatoes if you want to. I decided not to do it because I'm doing something quick. My son on his way home from football practice, and I want it to be all ready when he gets home. And I'm gonna go ahead and add those mushrooms as well. Let me rest these mushrooms. Let that open. Feel like you can't never add too much vegetables in there to make it good. Alright, and we're just gonna let this cook down some till the tomatoes and the mushrooms get tender. Okay, so now this is starting to cook down. I'm gonna chop up some parsley and add to that. And I couldn't help it. I did add some Old Bay, maybe like 1/4 of a cup to the stock. And it smells so good in here. I just could not go without adding my Old Bay to my seafood. It just, I don't know. So delicious to me. It'll give it that little extra flair sometimes. Shrimp scampi. It's a different one this time. It's not with a cream sauce. It's just with. It's still gonna be good, baby.
Is it no cream?
No.
It tastes good with the cream sauce.
I know, babe, but
Smell good though. Yeah. I'm gonna be careful I set my hair on fire.
yeah, please. Alright, so I'm chopping up the parsley. And while I do this, I lowered the simmering over with the stock. I do need to cook out the wine because my husband does not like a wine. He don't like to actually taste the wine in it, but you know, just enough to cook the wine out. So it has been on there for about, what, 10 minutes or so. And I'm gonna go ahead and add this fresh parsley to the pan. And while I do that, Hallie, do you know where the lemon squeezer is? The lemon juicer? I'm gonna have to straighten up my doggone. Okay, look how pretty. It's gonna be nice and pretty with this sauce. Okay, so everything is cooking down to where it's tender enough and not too chunky for them to bite. They're already gonna complain because there's mushrooms in there in the first place. And let me check on. Oh, I wish y'all could smell this. Oh my goodness, I wish you could smell it. Let me move this over and see. Here is the stock. Okay, it's cooked down a good little bit. Let me move this back over while this cooks down. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my oven so I can get this focaccia bread rolling. Focaccia is my absolute favorite Italian bread. I used to work at an Italian restaurant called Bravo in New Orleans on St. Charles. I don't know if it's there. Oh God, if it is, I wish it still is. I haven't checked since we've been home. But it was absolutely delicious. Focaccia, and dip it with olive oil and like sun-dried tomatoes, salt, pepper. Oh, it was always good. And a little Italian seasoning. So I'm gonna be doing that as well. Have a look and see do I have sun-dried tomatoes in there? How you know I don't?
Because I'm just having it every day.
Are you looking for sun-dried tomatoes every day?
No.
Okay.
You remember when we made that pizza challenge? I went through all the little cabinets and drawers.
Okay, so while I get have this cooked down, I'm gonna turn it down to a little bit lower, and I'm gonna go ahead and strain my broth.
Can you just put a little bit of cream sauce?
No,
Why?
because I'm not making a cream scampi. I'm just making a garlic butter and lemon scampi. Okay. All right, so I'll be back. Okay, so we are back, and I have strained all of my broth and my stock that I made. All together, I end up with 2 cups. Okay, and that was from the 1 full bottle of wine. I end up going back and reboiling the shrimp shells and everything else again. So now to here, I'm going to add the rest of the butter that I have from my 1 stick. Okay, and also while this is heating up, I still have my mushrooms and tomatoes and onions and garlic still simmering over here. I'm going to add my cornstarch to make my little base. Well, okay, well, let me let this heat up first before I add it in there. All right. All right, come on now, pan. Now I've already pre-seasoned my shrimp here, as you can see. Is this a good picture? Okay. Yes, they have the salt, pepper. I did a little rosemary and thyme. I did not add more Old Bay to it yet, just in case. All right, so I'm gonna let this go here. And then I'm going to add my cornstarch since it looks like it's cooking now. You could add it to the lemon juice, which I've already juiced, but I like to add it here just to make sure it gets dissolved. So 2 teaspoons of the cornstarch. Turn my fire on extremely low and add just a little and stir it in because I don't want it to clump. To make it a little bit thicker. And I'm going to add a little bit more while I stir because I don't want lumps in here. Pour the rest of that in there with that flavor. I mean, I'm gonna switch to my whisk. to make sure it gets thickened very well. Smells so good. All right, and from here I am going to add my shrimp. I'm not gonna saute them. I saw this chef one time. They did not saute them, which normally you do, which I've done before. But they said the shrimp come out a lot tender and not too hard if you just cook it in this sauce and then combine both of them together. Cook it in the stock and then combine them both together. So that's what I'm gonna do. Try it this way this time. Okay, so it's always in. Let me go ahead and add my seasoned shrimp. And I end up using like it was a 3-pound bag. I end up using like more than half of it. I just didn't want to overdo it. If all else fails, I'll saute more shrimp to add. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and add after this the lemon juice. I squeezed a total of 3 lemons, and oh my god, thank god I had extra lemons, because while I was squeezing the lemon juice, my bowl fell from the counter because I pushed down too hard with my heavy hands. Okay, so let me add my lemon juice to here. Let me let this cook down for a little bit till they're nice and get that little peachy opaque color. And while I'm doing this, waiting for this to cook down, I'm going to cover the top, and then I'm going to chop up just some fresh green onions to throw on top of it. And add a little parsley flakes. These are the dry parsley flakes, not the fresh ones, because this look like they don't have nothing in it. Alright, let me put the top on this and I'll be right back. And then we'll combine it together and plate it up. The focaccia bread is done. Oh my goodness. Here is my focaccia bread. Oh, isn't that so beautiful? Nice and hard and crunchy. I had to put it in there for 20 minutes. I only did this, and I got this from Costco, and it's the pesto. I love pesto. But I only did that just in case, but we keeping the oven on because I know everybody's gonna love that focaccia bread with the oil. So let me stir this up. Oh, it smells so good. All right, let me cover it up and then we'll combine them both together. We'll be back. Okay guys, we are back, and it has been about, I want to say 7 minutes, and all of the shrimp have been cooked. So the next thing I'm going to do is just strain them and take them off to the side because I want to combine my sauces. And I'm just going to put them back in the same glass bowl that I had my wine mixture in. Well, I had wine in and also the broth, and it smells so good. I don't know, can y'all see here? I'm straining it. I can't wait to get that big jumbo shrimp we had last time. I still can't think of the name of the company, but I definitely need to find it. And maybe see if they want to do a video with me and sponsor me with some seafood. and I shot them out here for the greater Houston area because I know they deliver. But the shrimp was amazing, purely jumbo shrimp. And I made shrimp and grits. I made barbecue shrimp. I made so many different things with the shrimp. Okay, so now let me take this pot here and turn this one off. Oh, this is hot. Let me put this here and combine. Both of them. And this is our Scampi sauce that is cooked together with everything in it. The tomatoes was extra to add. Not everybody add tomatoes in there, and mushrooms. It's always good you can add the different flavors to make it better. Okay, so let me let this cook for a little, and I'm going to get a spoon and do my taste test to see if if I can get away with not adding more. Oh, this tastes really good. Really, really good. Not too spicy. Really didn't put much spice in it at all. And I know this is not the Italian way, but I'm going to add a teaspoon of Tony Sachets. Oh my God, I got a bad habit. Just let this sauce cook down. The sweetness in the wine was actually good because it balances out the sweet and savory. And let me taste it again. Oh, it tastes delicious. Absolutely delicious. Oh, they're gonna love this. I'm just hoping that they like the egg noodle. This is gonna be a really good scampi. It's not too New Orleans flavored, as you would say. Get all this in there. That's all that good flavor. Let me get it in. Okay, so while this cooks down, I'm gonna do it for like 5 more minutes just to let it cook together. I'm gonna go back and add the shrimp back to the pot, and then we'll plate it up. But in the meantime, I'm going to make my oil for my focaccia bread. Okay, so now here's the final of the focaccia bread. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful. So now I'm gonna make the dipping sauce. I'm going to add olive oil, and everybody's gonna dip from this. Italian seasoning, some oregano, garlic powder, and I had everything open, but I didn't open this one. Let me see. Let me put this here. Oh, not a good look. But some of these dehydrated onions, as it sits in the oil, the aromas will come out. And okay, I'm gonna add salt and pepper, but because I have to actually crack it, I'm gonna add that afterwards. A little salt and pepper. and sit this in here and see how this tastes. My little baby whisk. Okay, so this is all come together very good. I'm gonna go and add the shrimp back in because it doesn't need to cook. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off and add the shrimp back in. Oh my goodness, definitely don't need that. All right, and here it is, the shrimp scampi. And now I'm gonna plate it up and show you my final presentation and feed my family. Okay, so I have my plate here. Let me go ahead and get all this goodness in. Put some shrimp. Oh, that looks really good. Some tomatoes. And you don't have to put too much sauce. Oh, let me keep it here. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. And I'm just gonna top it with some green onions. And here we go. Okay, here is my final presentation. The pasta, I just added the green onions on top, little parsley flakes around, and a little Tony Chachere's around the rim of the plate. Not too much on there. Here's my focaccia bread and my oil. And oh my goodness, this looks so good. Let me move this out the way. This actually was quick. Of course, shooting a video makes everything a little bit longer to do, but always fun, always good. Thank you guys so much for joining my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please share the video. This might be good for somebody. A quick, easy meal. Something that's different that you may not have done before, but is definitely well worth it. Your family will sing your praises. All right, thank you guys. See you next time.